So it kind of dawned on me when I was logging into ChatGPT, and I was like, this stuff looks familiar. So I was like, what could they possibly be using for their identity provider? And lo and behold, I kind of figured it's like they're actually using Auth0, and I want to kind of like go through um this same kind of setup that they have and how I had it set up based on the Wappler dashboard that I was doing an overview for. So here, as you can see, they have the same kind of client ID kind of stuff going on. So right now, I'm not logged in right now, so I'm just gonna kick off the flow to show how similar it is to the flow that I use for the Wappler dashboard. So here we go. So here they have a sign up button and a log out button, and so I'm just gonna actually I'm gonna go to login first. Start there. So obviously you can see they start showing the identifier and the authorize and all that stuff, right? And then if I add my email, continue. Now I add my password and then continue. But watch real quick what's gonna happen over here. Keep your eye on over here how it's gonna like send the authorization code back to their backend, and then keep an eye on like the URL and watch how it change, right? Kind of like show the similarity between how the flow is set up. So as I said, guys, if ChatGPT is using Auth0 for their identity provider, I don't see why anybody should not use it. You know, surely it's something that can scale. So as I said, just watch here how it's gonna exchange a code. So see, here we go. So it happened real quick. I know you're in, right? So basically this is me logged in right here, and it's gonna load my chat and stuff. And it's kind of like to the similar things. So you can see there, this is the endpoint that they're using there. They call theirs Auth0, and then they get their code. And this is the code they send to the backend and exchange it, right? And then once they've done that, they went ahead and called the endpoint. So they query their own back. This is probably what they did. They query their own data in the background there. So as you can see, there is their access token. So this is the access token they get, and they exchange that, and then they use their user endpoint, and now they kind of pull back the user data, right? So they're pulling by the email, they're pulling by the ID, they're pulling by the image, the name again, and the profile picture. So similarly, and then down here now they say, okay, they went ahead and query all my chats. So they can see up here I got my chats. Those are my few chats that I have, and this is what how they query their chats. So it's like they query the account plan, the role, yada yada, all that good stuff, and they also query um, the chats. Where are the chats? What was it on there? Was it on the model? Let's see. Yep, it's on the model. So this is one query that I did, and obviously standard chat GPT. Maybe. Never mind, it wasn't model, it was conversation. I'm an idiot. So here, so these are my conversation right here that I end up querying, and these are my conversation over here. So clearly, let's jump into how I have mine set up similar to ChatGPT, right? But first, let's log out. And there you log out, it takes you back to the sign in page. And log in again. I gotta do all that. And if I go back, log in, just gonna demonstrate some here one more time. So once I logged in, right, if I try to go back to that flow, I'm gonna get this error, because once this flow is run, you're gonna get an error, right? And that's kind of like how I know that I did mine somewhat correctly as well. So let's demonstrate this over here with the Wappler dashboard. So here I am pretty much the index page, right? And then if I go to my profile, I can't show I have it set up. So I gotta go log in. Go log in, same kind of flow, right? So put my password and my username and log in. All right, and then I kind of did some work on this to redirect me to the dashboard and whatnot, so did a little bit of work on it. So now I'm in the dashboard and forgot to pull this bad boy up. But as you can see, similar to how Auth0 got their setup, I kind of like redid the flow a little bit. But anyways, I redid the flow so it redirects, so you're not seeing that access token anymore. Just kind of like, dive right into the dashboard here. But if I kind of like go backwards, similar to the same error that you see on Auth0 is the same error you're going to see over here, right? Because what had happened is that flow had already run, so you can't really go back to it anymore. And that's kind of like one of the security things that I noticed with it as well. So yeah. And then from here, I'm not really querying too much stuff. All I'm querying is just this guy right here. So that's what I've going on. But if I go back to my Wappler dashboard, what I have going on here was saying, hey, undone browser go to. So if I take this out for a second and then resave, I'm just gonna kind of like show you that one flow. So let's log out here. Take me back to dashboard and sign in. So asking for username and password, sign in. So now, so I have it stick right here on this page because I wanted to show you kind of like the thing, right? So here, same code as ChatGPT. So we'll get the token here. And once we get the token, we exchange it for the user info and bringing about the email, the nickname, the picture, and sub and the ID. So very similar to how ChatGPT have it set up. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I just wanted to share that insight. So, and then obviously make sure you're not outputting your email and password. So back in your Wappler, you can pretty much go back and just don't output this. And then this is why I have a second query down here. And also you can also not output out this portion as well. But yeah, sensitive stuff that you don't want output on the front end, do not output it, kind of thing. So let's go sign in. Did I sign out? Go to profile. And let's log out. Let's sign in again. Here we go. And user endpoint data. So yeah, so I just took the password out and all that good stuff. And that's, Yeah, it's very similar to ChatGPT for sure. Yeah, so that's the kind of information I wanted to like, give the community here. Still a big fan of outsourcing your login system. All right, hope you guys find some validation in this flow here. And this kind of validate that I did somewhat, got this thing up and running correctly. Because somewhat, some way or another, I was kind of doubting myself as well. But that kind of like validates it for me. Yeah. Hope that's up.